Alright, so let's talk about hammers. I have 3 Bastas style forging hammers. Now he's made hundreds and hundreds of these, thousands maybe, and he used to sell them, but now he just teaches you how to make your own hammer at Austin Community College. Well, he used to, just retired. So my partner Janelle made this one. It's 2 pounds, 2 ounces. I made this one. It's 2 pounds, 12 ounces, and he made this one, which is about 3.5 pounds. His ideal size is right in the middle of these two, is 2.5 pounds. He says that is the perfect weight for his ideal hammer. Now, they're square faced, and what that means to me is that because the anvil is flat and not rounded or domed, and the hammer being flat, it gives you an opportunity to have a really nice square taper, even taper. And by even, I mean not hollow or convex. So, by hollow taper, I mean something like this, where you're trying to come to a point, but it's not evenly distributed metal and it pinches it. And I feel like that's what the rounding hammer can do, unless you're talented. I'm not saying it's impossible, but for me, I prefer a flat-faced, square forging hammer so I can really set these sharp angles. It's still really easy to do a hollow taper this way, but to me, this is how I like to forge. So next, these hammers are all cross peens. And the reason I like that is there's only really 2 main styles of peening. You have straight peen and then the cross peen. So the purpose of a peen is to spread metal in 2 directions instead of all directions. Now, cross peen will spread it north-south. Now we put the same similar grind that we do for the peen as we do the side of the forging face. So by holding it at an angle, we simulate the straight peen to go east-west. So with one hammer, we could effectively get double peens. Next, on the cross peen, we put a very specific grind around the corners. We try to dome it. So with another angled blow, we can simulate a ball peen effect. And that looks like that. So another thing about these hammers is that they're very cheeky. And by that I mean, they're very thick and they're very fat. Most of the weight is center mass on these hammers, on all of them. And what that gives us is that most of the advantage of this hammer is if we can do different angles, right? So by having most of the weight in the middle, we can have a straight line feedback when we're hammering. If the weight was too offset, it would kick off one direction or the other. So the center mass of this should make this pretty easy to hold with just 2 fingers while bouncing it on the anvil. So let's take a look. I'm going to do an angled strike. I'm just going to pinch it with my thumb and pointer. Straight up and down. So I'm going to light the forge. I'm going to try to do a straight, even taper, square taper. I'm going to try to draw it out with the straight peen effect on the forging face, and I'm going to try to widen it using the cross peen. And then I might add a little something with the ball peen corners of the peen. So I just want to prove to you that this is, at least to me, the most justified single-use hammer that you can. To flatten the taper on the diamond now, and it's going to wind it out so I can show you how I'm going to spread it with the straight peen effect and then the cross peen. Everything that I believe about these hammers was taught to me by Will Bastas. It's his hammer design. He refined it over decades of experience and traveling to find as many teachers as he possibly could. He's the guy that created the degree program at Austin Community College for blacksmithing, and he's made hundreds of these, always looking for that little bit of magic. What I went over today are just the tip of the iceberg of the type of thought and fundamentals that goes into making one of these hammers. And I hope when you make your own hammers that you think about exactly how useful one can be. Thank you very much for watching.
Aren't you forgetting something?
Nailed it!